Boy, back inside Fresh TV, the best TV, and we're here with the gentleman from Bermuda Department of Parks, Sam Santucci, foreman, and of course, Mr. T.O. Smith. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
Thank you.
So now let's talk about the program itself and how this transformation takes place and the steps. So what's the first thing that these young men and women come to when you start this program? Just give us the brief steps.
I'll give you a little brief on how the program works.
Goes, yeah.
And then I'll give you the steps on how we choose them to be in the program.
Okay. We'll be back right after this.
You can't believe you're perfect as a pet, yeah. Oh, so deep this love. So deep.
Yeah. You have to rewind that one. Come again.
She can whine and amaze you of a face of an angel, but every intention of the devil. She could be the one who cares and the one who's there, the key to your future and your present. She could be the one you wake up to, the one you make love to, but still can't believe that she is real. Then it is usually cause when you're deep in love, you can't believe you're perfect as a pet, yeah. Oh, so deep this love, oh, so deep this love, oh, so deep this love I share with her. We say your honor, if a life they want, give me the done me plate that it is with her. She like the bomb to me melody and the vibe up here, energy only high grade woman preferred. Every day I'm feeling so real, yeah. Organic, pure for sure. Spending time good and never fulfill, yeah. I need way more. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love I share with her. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love I share with her. And no matter how cold it is outside, I wait in the water for her. And no matter how hot it's summertime, she cool with a temper, yeah. She not run from eat to the kitchen when a lion full up of hunger, yeah. She aware that a quality time spent is just something that money can never offer. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love I share with her. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love I share with her. She follow me from the day she want be with me for eternity. She say she want make love till she wind up in maternity. So much love to give physically and verbally. That is why we love when she say she want to work with me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for your love, girl. And your melanin so royal and so good. And so many may try, but we soon realize that they were born without the strength of you, girl. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love.
Check one, 1, 2.
This love
1, 2.
I share with her. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love. Oh, so deep this love I share with her.
boy. Once again, Fresh TV, the best TV, freshen up in the morning. As we move, and of course, we have our special guest in today from the Parks Department. We have Sam Santucci.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just probably give him like, take that mic a little closer to you. Yeah, there we go.
You know? Okay.
And so we have Sam Santucci, and we have T.O. Smith. Oops, that's T.O. Smith right there. Be yourself. That's T.O. Smith too, right? Being
Yes,
yourself,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Give thanks, indeed. Give thanks. That was sort of a subliminal thing there. Anyway, here with Sam. Now, Sam, I remember talking with Roger Paris.
Yes.
Maybe it's been about it's probably been about 3 years now since I remember he was telling me something he was doing up at the Arboretum. It might have been longer, but I know he told me at one point that he was doing something up there with young men. Some of them were on anklets at the time even. But they were making this change through this program. Tell us a bit about the beginnings of this, if you can, because Roger's not here. But
Okay.
fill us in on the program.
Okay.
How it all got.
Let me fill it in like that. Since Roger's not here, right?
Yes.
But Roger's not the only person that deals with this program.
Right.
It's a team of us. It's not just Roger, and Roger's like the person who's in control. No, it's not in control. It's all of us,
Okay.
right? And the program got started back a couple years ago, right? With Roger used to take over help out these schools. They used to come down, and he used to teach them on little parts of horticulture. And he used to have a couple handicapped students, and he used to take them down at the Arboretum and teach them about horticulture, right? And I work with the landscape department, so I develop all the roundabouts, plant them out, and other little particular jobs that they have to be developed. That's my particular job. But one day we was on the roundabout, planting out the roundabout at Premium Hill, and this is the time when they had the shooting that went around on the roundabout.
Okay.
Right. So therefore, that happened with me, and one of the young guys that was hired, that was working with me at that time, was named Jay. Right. So this is when for that gang violence, when it was real. I mean, it's not as don't seem like as bad as it was back then. But he came up to me and told me a couple of things that he didn't like, that he saw what was happening, which I didn't understand because I knew nothing about what was happening then. Well, anyway, so happened, some guys came around there and they started shooting. And they came, bullets coming towards me and my people that was working with me. It actually was Mr. Mabry, Jay, and me at that time. The other two people had to go down and get some blends. Just lucky there's just three of us and nobody got shot. So from that day going forward, that's when I said to myself, like, if I don't want no more young people working with me, or it's time to help. And I ain't a guy to turn down to say that I can't do nothing about it. I find a way how to go and get something done to try to help these young guys so they can get over for whatever they're trying to do. So I have to learn the ins and outs of what's going on because I ain't let it come my way no more. And then I had to say, well, you know what? The man to talk to was Roger, because I know how me and Roger works within the union, hand in hand. And I know he ain't gonna turn me down, even though I knew his deals with shooting, right? But then Roger, because we guys go back a long, long way through when we played football together in social club, worked up the hotel together. I knew what Roger's like, and he knows what I'm like. So I went to him and said, Roger, look, it's time to we're gonna step aside, helping the union in some sort of way, being out of the union, because we're still part of the union. But I see that we're gonna start helping some of these young guys to not go back into that gang type of life, and I ain't got no more bullets shooting at people shooting at me. So we're gonna have to help. And so Roger, it was like he had to take a look. Remember, we're both family guys too, right? But I know Roger. So therefore, that's how we got started. And so we started just taking on some few guys that came up, and we took the program until brought it to the parks. At that time was Lisa Johnson, director, and we told her what we would like to do through working through parks. And everything is volunteer. It's a volunteer program. There's no money involved or paying these guys, and it's up to them if they really want to join. We never force hands with anybody. If you want it, this is what we guys would do, and it's all volunteer work, giving back. And with us, we knew that we can teach them and sort of help them find a way and take these guys off the wall. So that's how we guys got started.
Well,
you know.
Well, the obviously being evident, and here's the reality of it, and it's not. I'm not pointing this at you, but when Sam starts talking about being out on the roadside, and bullets are whizzing across a worker's hand because he's working with a young person that you don't know the history of, you don't know what's going on out there, and it's for, and I always mention to some people, it's like today, you don't know what the history of a person is that might have changed and turned their life around and do, but somebody out there is holding against them. You got bullets whizzed across you out on a roundabout.
And Mr. Mabry too.
Right?
I forget
Right?
Mr. Mabry.
Well, the staff out there.
The staff that
the
was
staff
there.
out there,
Yeah.
and other workers, right?
Right.
And other workers. So I'm looking at it now. You're there helping, but check out the irony of this can be. Not that he wasn't, but just imagine at some point you could end up with the person who shot that bullet in this program, sitting beside you right now. Like I mean, he look at him. He's like looking at that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what you got, what you just got from that, but did you feel what I just said?
Yes, I did.
That's crazy.
That's a very valid point you made there.
I didn't get your reaction, but yeah. Tell me, I mean, just your thoughts on it. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, well, when you're doing something and you're focusing on that thing, you could be in a very dangerous position while you're doing that thing that you enjoy doing. It's no different from somebody that's working on a roof up on the edge, up at a very dangerous height every day. They're gonna face dangers every day they go to work anyway. You know what I mean? But when you find something you like to do, those scary things become obsolete to you. Because you're enjoying what you're doing.
Right.
You don't see all that, but it's there.
But it's there.
It's there.
It gets put to the back of the mind, more or less.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it. Well, this is T.O. Smith, and now T.O., tell us, give us, as much as you want to share, because things could be very personal.
Before you ask T.O. that question, I'd like to give you a little bit more on how we got where we are today.
Okay.
Right? Because T.O. is one of our students that came through the program, but the people that paved the way before T.O. got there, right? You're going to have to know, because if you ask me when you want some of the history of our program to get to where T.O. is today, I'm going to give you a little bit more of the history part of it.
No, well, that wasn't where I was going.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it's about T.O. and how he got to the program. So it was more, it was more tying in with the fact that you're out there in a space, right? And T.O. he has his own journey into how he got himself to want to be a part of a program, and that's what I was going to ask Tio.
Yeah, but another reason I said that is because if it wasn't for certain other people in this program, Tio wouldn't have got that step.
I know. I'm not. I'm understanding you, but I was just asking him a question of how he got to a program.
Okay, good.
It actually has. To be honest with you, it doesn't have anything to do with your program or what made him decide to get into your program.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So that's why I wanted him to have his journey, just as I grow this,
Go ahead.
into coming out of a situation where you're working with people. You know, before this point, what got you to the point to want to be a part of change of horticulture? Like, what was it for you? What was the turning switch for you that said, hey, I want to do this, or I want to try this? You had no idea.
Well, I'm always been into horticulture and animals and things like that. Like, I used to breed dogs for many years, right? And I even had a garden that pretty much sustained my family, my children and stuff like that there.
Okay.
You know, that's a hobby sort of thing.
Okay.
You know, and I always did masonry, and then I went to school actually and became a certified waiter, dining room associate, right? And still doing this gardening and things on the side of my own time. You know, I never thought it would become a career for me.
Okay.
You know, but then I found myself in a hard place in life, you know, feeling a hopelessness, and I was on probation and dealing with the courts and all that, getting in trouble and things like that there, that nature. And I had no idea about this program, man. You know, and through the probation officer, head probation officer, Miss Kelly Medeiros.
Kelly.
Right? She put the option of this program to me and asked me would I give it a try. I had nothing to lose, so I said, yeah, why not? I'm not doing anything else with my life at this time. You know, it's like right now I'm dealing with survival. You know what I mean? And she introduced me to Sam Santucci and Mr. Roger Paris.
But before that point, you were saying that, I mean, you sound to me, I mean, I was about to say like, hey, school, you've been, you know, rating school, you were progressive, you already had your hands in the ground, you already been, so it seemed that you were a very progressive person anyway. It's not like you were a sideliner. But however, what you're saying is, then that point became, all of a sudden, you couldn't get a job, you couldn't function socially. What was it that got you, you know, what was that space about?
Yeah, well, you know, waiter work is seasonal.
Okay.
You know, and I come from a family where I have a wife and 3 children.
Okay.
Right, and she has a nice career, and my career is etchy and holes in it and stuff like that. I can put things there on the table, sort of thing. So after a while, you start to beat yourself up because of them things.
Okay.
You know, and I really became depressed over that sort of thing. Started drinking and carrying on and self-inflicting myself sort of thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Being my own worst enemy. I didn't like myself, man. You know, because I couldn't provide for my family, like.
Okay.
You know, so I had to pick up myself, you know, to be who I want to be and make myself happy with who I am, like.
Oh.
And that's by becoming a productive citizen in this society, like.
I heard that. So basically, you came through the program through the court services piece, already having interest, but then the availability of such a program, you jumped at it.
Yes.
Okay. And because it was free, it made it accessible for you to do.
Yes.
All right. Now I get it. So now, Sam, you could go ahead and you could say your history piece, no problem.
No, but see, like I said, that there's a little bit more to it before Tio got there, because it's the courts got involved with it through one of the people who was actually had an ankle bracelet, and his life was ready to go to jail. And that's how the courts got with a whole of us, by the guy Philpott, he that knew Roger, because he was used to be in his little football, and Roger used to take care of the little young boys at social club, but he knew Roger. And so one day they were going across, and they saw, and they came up to us, and then offered through working with Mrs. Kelly, like he said, right, who was a part of the court service, and Ross Ford, that's how the courts got involved with working through our program. So we started with the courts, we went there, we visited, we found out what the courts, they got to go through little hearings every week. We went there, we listened to it, and so forth. And through the courts, provide some of these students that come towards us that we guys try to help. So every time after the program is finished, right, then the people will come up, and we don't have no advertising, no nothing. People know through people. The gang people know through the people that's been there before. And they all come up and want to join the program. So when the program's finished, we give them, we tell them when we're going to start again. They come, and through Mrs. Kelly, that's how we work for the next program. That's what we're going to do. So that's how we get all our students. But we only have a limit of students that we have to take, because we can't take 20, can't take 25. It's too much people.
So what's the
So we like to limit it down between 12 to 15 at the most.
Okay.
Because we have, like I said, we have a team, and we spread the team up on people through the department, but we can't put too much people, and it's just working the program through the department. The department just gives us the space to do the program, but it's all me and Roger that runs the program.
We'll take a little break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the actual program itself and what are the steps they go through. We'll be back right after this.
Yeah.
Fresh TV, the best TV. Boy, back inside Fresh TV, the best TV, and we're here with the gentleman from Bermuda Department of Parks, Sam Santucci, foreman, and of course, Mr. Tio Smith. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
So now let's talk about the program itself and how this transformation takes place and the steps. So what's the first thing that these young men and women come to when you start this program? Just give us the brief steps.
I'll give you a little brief on how the program
each
works.
step goes, yeah.
And then I'll give you the steps on how we choose them to be in the program.
Okay.
That's good enough?
Sure.
Okay. The program is worked off of 10 modules. That's including how to prune, plant ID, turf, machinery, heavy equipment, not say heavy, total operator, right? And pruning and taking them over to the valley to propagate. So we put them into 10 different modules, which was done by my cousin, Dawn Santucci. She's a teacher that runs, she works at the Department of Parks now, right, in the Catch. She gave us these modules that when she was up at the college, working at the college. So we worked off the modules that she gave us, and each module, like I said, that's the steps that we have to go through. So every little the program runs Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, right? Meaning that Wednesdays was the main day for when we have to bring them into the classroom. And if we're going to work on chainsaws today, well, this is what we're teaching today, chainsaws. The other 2 days, they're out in the field working along with one of the gangs, myself or Roger or Eddie or Tracy, right, that's working out there and helping along with the work of the day for what parks do. So we put them out there in the field as well. So they will get the field and also the education part on Wednesday. So that's how we run it. The way how we choose them and stuff is through, like I said, Mrs. Kelly, right? People come up there, we'll tell them to give the names to Mrs. Kelly. So when we start the program again, we've got a list of people. So we interview them. Same like how you can go for a job, we interview them too. So they come in, we got a line of questions that we ask them, especially when we know we're dealing with young people, and knowing for the fact that the young people seems like they can go all around the whole island, especially for the safety for them, safety for the workers as well. So we have to know where they can go and where we can put them to when we have to work. We have to know that right off there. So we go through, they tell them the names, just like our interview, you know, where you're from, how much school education you had, if you go past your GED, and so on. So we run a interview on them, and they give us all the answers. Right, Tia? Right.
Yes, exactly.
No,
right. We concentrate on actually, we give them, especially with the areas, because we know that's a problem with the young folks. We do have older folks that's in the program too, because we don't turn down anybody if we don't have to.
Okay.
Right? But we try to keep it to an edge, because we're mainly trying to tackle the young folks. But we don't turn down. There's other people who is out there in life has been through a lot of different changes in life.
Right.
So they're trying to make a new change, so they get a whiff of the program, and they wanted to join to see if they can, do something for their lives. Like people like me, my classmate the other day, I was saying to myself, like, y'all almost 60, and you're coming to a program like this where in life you should be. But we don't turn it down. No problem. We off who wants to come, we take it. And we like to take a mixture sometimes too, because sometimes it's good to learn from the old folks. Then the young folks could look up to, and they can say, oh man, different things. But so therefore we run the questions course in an interview, and then me and Roger would take them also into a room, and now without all the bosses, all the mamas and daddies and stuff, because we like to get to know the families too. Well, this is a one-on-one with us now. So I run different questions all around, especially when it comes to the gang, because we're very serious about that, about putting people's lives in danger. And at the same time, we've got to make sure that they're in a comfort zone where we can teach them. So we have one-on-one questions, and I give them certain little things I ask about them. Tell me now, we've been through the interview, you gave all the interview questions, that's good. But now it's a one-on-one situation. Now tell me, if you're in a gang, you ain't in a gang, if you can go up there, tell me why. Let me know what your history is, because if you're out there, you're doing drugs, let me know you're doing drugs. We've got a lot of people that can help you. We know how to get help for you. Education-wise, right, if you ain't got your GED, we can find somewhere. Well, actually, we got what's your name? Oh man, I can't even call her name. We got education place. What's your name now?
Computer care learning center.
That's with Mrs.
Butterfield.
Lisa Butterfield.
Yeah.
Right. I was trying to name that. She's a helping hand too if they want to get the GED.
Right.
Which we have sent students, people there who want to pass to get the GED, so they already got it through Care Center, right? So therefore, we help them any way we can help them. If you've got a problem, any kind of problem you get, this is the time to let us know, because we don't want to get out there and then all of a sudden something happens, and then all of a sudden, no, you never told me that. Okay. So you got to be up front with us, and we're up front with you. Right. And so we have that one-on-one situation, and they tell us that.
I was going to say, Tio, going in, his name, a couple of things. Obviously, safety is high on the list. What's it like for you going into the program and having to be scrutinized this way, and be, this kind of interview, if it, say it didn't apply to you, or you felt it doesn't apply to me, how was your intake on going in and going through this process, and then you having to contend with, a group of people that were used to maybe being a part of antisocial behavior?
Yeah, well, when I got in there myself, I was one of the older people that he was mentioning.
Okay.
Most of the
I don't see that. You look.
yeah.
See,
Yeah,
like
most
a
people
little
there were much younger than me.
Okay.
Probably about 2 other people were my age.
Okay.
So that's a whole different generation, like, you know what I mean? Like, the things they do, I'm pretty much in the dark to that myself, because I don't keep them circles,
Okay.
so
Right.
right. So that
Right.
what's a threat to them is not really a threat to me. I would just be
Interesting.
to feel threatened because I'm standing next to them somewhere. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Right, because of the mix of people.
Right.
And that's the whole thing. So
Right.
all of a sudden, whereas you're not seeing them necessarily as a threat a certain way, but just by mere fact that you're a male and they're used to being in a confrontational level with people maybe that they don't know.
Exactly.
So it must be kind of, it must have
well,
a different feeling.
Yeah, because it's like you're walking on eggshells, because you don't know how to approach some people. Like, some people come with no fuse at all. You
Right.
know what I mean? Some
Right.
people come with a short fuse. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody is working at themselves to sort of stay in a frame of mind,
Yes.
not to set off nothing.
Yes. And
That's interesting.
And they want for themselves to do better for themselves,
Right.
keeps them in the right lane.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that other guiding light that says I need to stay on track, like, because I want to do this.
Yes.
Like, I need to do this. So you're finding that's the sole guiding purpose, is their reason for change.
Yes.
Mm.
Because someone's got to want it for themselves more than
Yes.
others want it for them.
Right. And that's where that's why I was going back to even what I said in the beginning. Being in the program has nothing to do with the program in why you make the decision to go to a program.
Exactly.
It's about you wanting change.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's where I was more or less looking at. It's like, what is your frame of mind before that point? What was the pushing point? Like you said, for you, it was, being a part of family life, not being able to make the type of commitments that you wanted to. That's kind of like an easy one for some people, in the regard that these guys are sort of saying, hey, I'm just trying to save my life.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what I mean? It's not that your burden wasn't heavier.
Right.
No way I'm saying that at all. But the difference of what the radius on some people at what they're going through. You were there out of, hey, just being at the end of employment opportunity or whatever. They're there because some people, because they're trying to change their life from a gang mentality or from a completely antisocial behavior. So,
yes, and this day and age, people get written off by society, man.
That's a very important thing to say, actually. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also,
That's a very important thing. And the fact that you said it and feel that.
Yes.
What makes you come to that conclusion?
Because I have felt written off one day in my life before, and I had to change that.
Okay.
Like, no doors was opening, no windows was even opening,
Mercy.
man. All hope is lost, man. I felt outright suicidal, man.
Wow.
I lost our whole family, man, and I'm going through a nasty divorce now.
Got it. And the welcoming of society just was not there.
No,
You asking to get in.
exactly.
Yeah. Look, I really need this help getting in. I need this chance.
I mean, right now, for somebody that's been in this type of lifestyle and in trouble or whatever, they can't even go really necessarily open a bank account, It's a very long process.
True. True.
That's what I mean by written off. Because where you're going to work it ain't no direct deposit, man. That's not a job, it's a hustle after that. This day and age.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Another thing
Thank
that
you.
we find out about with the younger guys, right? They don't have no sort of, like when they get about the age of 16 to 18, if you ain't still got a family, they're out there on the end. The family comes to the streets. And we learned that a lot of them want to be out of that. They don't want to be in that. So they come to us, and we guys show them, and once we start showing them and they put the trust within you, trust plays a big part in it. Especially with this program here, we tell them, because we had two fellas which was in our program, which was two different gangs. One came from the Somerset side, one came down from Town side.
Wow.
Right?
The thing they say couldn't be done.
They think it can be done.
Yeah, the thing
but
they
once
say
you got
couldn't
the
be
trust within them,
That's right.
we tell them from the beginning, if
That's
it's
right.
anything that you feel that is not right, come to either me or you come to Roger, right? Let us know, and then we will fix it. And truthfully, we didn't know that. That was something new. But
Mercy.
they came, one of the fellas came up to us and told us, hey, look, I can't work along with so-and-so because this from downtown, and I'm up from up Somerset area, and things may happen. And I said, okay, fine, Roger, this is something that we're going to have to deal with. So we dealt with it. We brought them both in the room. We sat them down. We told them why they're here, right? But you guys want to do this program, you're going to have to work together. Because this is a program that is a team. All of us in this whole room
Yes.
are a team.
Yes.
So if you can't fit the team, then we're going to have to let you go. But they want to stay on the team.
Oh boy. That means
Wow,
more.
guess what? Today, they're the best of friends.
Wow.
But yet they still know the boundary.
They respect the right.
But they
respect each other's
yeah.
where to go with it.
Yeah, and we understand that, and it's that's why Mr. Bean out there trying to help and do what he have to do and stuff. I wish him well, and I like what he's doing, and I love what he's trying to do and stuff. And what got our program also,
Yeah.
You
Takes
know?
many pieces to the puzzle.
yeah, and to really try to help them, you got to understand them. Once you try to understand them, we know what happens when something goes down. We know it's going to be a reaction after from the other side. We know all that part. That's going to happen. The police know that too. But Van and Hall and why, they don't know all of that. That's why we still got the problem today.
What's the click moment, Tio, in where you see change? Because first of all, you got to learn a skill set. In learning the skill set, where does the real therapeutic side of thinking about self kick in? You know, what makes this a special piece? Because you were gardening before, so you know about certain things about gardening, being to learn your thoughts. What part of this course do you see makes this all click and sort of say yes?
Yeah, well, just gardening, period. It's therapeutic. You know, it's very therapeutic. It's very stress relieving. You know, it frees your mind. You get to clear your thoughts. You know, and actually use up some of that negative energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, the fatigue is healthy for you sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that. What part was the most difficult? What's the most difficult piece?
The most difficult
Yeah,
part, right,
that's one of the
was
most
when I
difficult
took this course, right? Before I could graduate, I was hired by Sousa Landscaping
Okay.
and working in the private sector,
Okay.
right? And that was one of the hardest years of my life right there because I was dealing with probation
Okay.
and having to go into drug court or mental health court, you know, every week and stuff like that there for about a year, 2 years. And while I was working,
Okay.
working in the private sector, I can't even say I could necessarily afford to support myself. I became homeless when I still had a job, right?
Wow.
Last summer this time I was homeless.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Acting like I'm camping.
Wow. Wow. I feel you.
Right?
Okay.
And then just
Wow.
last year, September, I left from the tent in the trees into an apartment just before I started working for Parks.
Right. So it took you to come through, and this is a very important piece, and I was going to talk about
Yeah.
employment and opportunities, Sam.
Yes.
You know, because obviously nothing's guaranteed, but you know, in terms of what happens after that, right? But hold the thought,
Yeah.
because I want to let Theo continue, because we're talking about a program that you're going through. There's no guarantees, but however, you get hired before you're as you're graduated.
Before I could graduate.
Before you could graduate,
Yeah.
you're being hired. Now, what you're also sharing with me, and you could tell me more, is that a year and some is a window of saying, hey, first of all, yes, I'm working in what I want to be working in. The pay isn't necessarily the grade I would like to be at. And you're struggling and you're finding yourself kind of like where you were before you came into the program.
Yes, but
How do you rationalize, my question is, how do you rationalize doing nothing and being in that situation and working and being in that situation?
yeah,
It's not funny, but I mean, how do you know, it's a question because people talk about money, right?
Right.
And work, but here
Right.
you are working and you're homeless.
right.
How did you reconcile to keep yourself together in a year of not going back?
I wanted it bad enough. That's all I could say, man.
Okay.
I wanted it bad enough, man, because I had to get the experience, right, to even move on. And on top of that, my job allowed me to go back and graduate as well,
Okay.
right? And I ended up graduating with the highest achievement
Give
that
thanks.
anybody that's ever took that course has ever gotten in life. You know, I was handed my award by the governor.
Oh,
You know
nice.
that.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You know, and I got the experience. I got to drive trucks. I got to work almost every machine, you know. And then when I got called back from Parks, I cried, man.
Give thanks. Give thanks. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But your
man.
thoughts on keeping your head straight and the value of money. What was the conversation you having yourself like, hey, I'm making this money, but I'm homeless. What was your conversation? How did you rationalize that? How did you rationalize that?
It's hard. It's hard. You know, I just knew that the difference was last time I didn't have a job and I had no hope. This time I had a job and I had the world of hope. You know what I mean?
Right.
A little bit of hope
Wow.
goes a long way.
Wow. That educational piece of having a skill that you can use.
Yeah.
And work with. That's incredible. And also, did you find that when you had so basically what you're saying is that at the end of the day, you did manage to get out of the camping mode and get an apartment. And how was that done? Through saving aggressively? Like what was it? What was it that got you to finally say, and I've got this apartment now? Like, how did you get to that point?
Yeah, aggressive saving
Okay.
and a lot of fasting. I wasn't even eating a lot.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah.
Mercy.
I lost a lot of weight, man. I used to weigh almost 200 pounds. man.
Okay.
Now I'm down to like 160 something.
Okay.
But I'm healthy, dude.
You look healthy.
Yeah.
You look, you're faced it, and I mean,
Yeah.
you look absolutely super. But yeah, so you had to do that, and I'm saying this because just to share with people, because sometimes we don't see that, like how we get to certain places and how we get to that point. And I think the key part that you said to me was like, while you were homeless, you managed at that 12 months, 13 months, whatever it was, to finally get at an apartment, but you hadn't changed jobs yet.
No.
See that? So I thought that was important to share with people, who are out there, that you know, yes, it's possible. And yes, you might seem like you're going down, but you're not going back as far as you were before.
Right.
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 Right. That's sort of what I get from you on that.
Yeah, I went back physically in my surroundings and stuff, but
Yes.
mentally I was in a better place.
Ah, boy. Ah, boy. Give thanks. Yes, indeed. Sam, so we go to the crux of this, a lot of these things, and a lot of times without promise of employment,
Yes.
right? There's no promise of employment
Yes.
for this. What's the caveat besides we know that these gentlemen want to change, and that shows that, hey, whatever's at the end is fine. I just need change. But for you guys, how do you speak to that when guys are coming for change? They're coming because they want employment, and there is that point where you just say, look, guys, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a job.
And this is what we tell them in the beginning when
Aye.
they first start the program. This is a volunteer program.
Mm-hmm.
There's no money involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's no guarantee that you will get a job, but the only guarantee that we can give you is we can help, because people come to us looking for people to do horticulture, and that's how Tio got the job up at
Right.
Sousa's.
Evidently so.
So we have reached out to the outside to let them know that, especially with government, how everybody's coming in, bringing people overseas and trying to get these horticulture jobs. So we worked along and we find out what the criteria was to have for these guys so that we can teach them on that level. So therefore, you won't have to always go overseas, work out our own Bermudians, which we taught them. They know what the particulars is to get a job out there in the private sector. And we also work with the private sector because we met with them, right? And also we have, asked them to help us also, right? Because some of them wanted to take some of these students up there to help along with them. So we formed a relationship with them, right? But they still have to complete the program. That's our thing. We can, to give a little volunteer for 5 months. We know that it's not no money attached to it and stuff. That should be a little giving back. But the reward afterward is that doors happen to majority of them, which, like I said, landscaping, Horsfield, now DC Audi, they come to us looking through our program to fill job posts.
Field positions.
So
Oh, that's
therefore,
beautiful.
it's opened a door where they can come,
Right.
and it stops for the government's sake, from going overseas to fill out an application for people to come into the island. But now, we're teaching them. So therefore, we're giving some way or somehow we're finding a way so these guys can get a job.
So the certificate, or no, the certificate,
Skill
yeah, the
Development
certificate.
Program, that's what the name of it is.
Sorry?
The program, for we never state what the name of the program,
Right.
Skill Development Program.
Skill
So
Development
therefore,
Program.
we teach them the skills. We give them a certificate that will work with inside the island, which will give them a job or get them a job or help them
Okay.
to get them a job.
Okay.
And not everybody comes through the program wants to do horticulture. We understand that too.
Boy. Yes. Yes.
And we help them any way we can. We say we promised in the beginning that we will help you. But Roger knows people. I know people. We go and approach them. We got somebody in our program that got still finished the program, right? Because we had a guy there who wanted to be he was a chef. He got fired, right? And through his whatever happened. But they knew about him. He wanted to hire the guy right there and then. But we said, no, he had to go and do the program first. And then through
Yes.
the program,
Yes.
got a volunteer.
Yes.
But we also give them, after doing the program and stuff, we got people that help us. They give us money to help along with the program. So we have some people that comes out there, they donate certain amount of money, but we give it to them. So we give them, as they complete so many modules, we give them a little stipend pay. It's
Okay.
not much, but it's something.
Yeah, it's something.
'Cause
That's right.
people give us the money to help the program.
Okay.
And through the Garden Club, it's our charity.
Okay.
So we tell them to give it to the Garden Club, and that's the charity that we choose to, if somebody want to give to us, give it to the the Gardens Club, and when we guys decide to do, we give it right back to the students.
The piece that happened the other day, for
Yes,
instance,
the 4 students that went overseas.
that went overseas,
Yes.
right? The Garden Club gave some bursements to them,
Yes.
and the union.
Yes.
So I see how that works
Yeah.
in terms of being able to
Because
receive
people
the money.
give, people
Right.
seeing what this program to do, and giving us little whatever they can.
Do they?
We give it to them, the students itself. We don't take no money. We
Right.
don't hold no money. We don't
Right.
want the money. We don't want no benefits from all of the money. Our joy is making sure that those guys are getting what they need to get, and that's our payment.
When it comes to so much is put on certificates and things like that. What's the difference between these young people that are now going, the 4 that have gone overseas?
Now, they've got the opportunity to
what's
go.
that all about?
Okay, this is what something just came up. See, one thing, every class that we guys have had, it keeps on building. Something else comes into it, and this
Okay.
time, it was some people from over at the Portsmouth horticulture place over there that has the same similar type of program that goes on over in England.
Okay.
So they met with Roger. Roger talked with them, and they wanted to see if we can bring students up to them and teach them for the next 3 to 4 weeks over there, and they'll get the feel from out overseas and seeing what's happening. So we jumped on it. Yeah, we wanted. We also had the Niagara Falls, Niagara Falls hands-on program over there in Niagara Falls, right? College. They wanted. Actually, that's a college. They just need to get there and stuff, and they would. All the rooming and all the everything what they have to do through the college, they will live within the college. They'll work within the gardens of the Niagara Falls gardens and stuff. They'll do all the program within inside the garden. It will cost them actually nothing besides get to the program. So we're trying to make that contact now too happen, but that's up and coming. But this one with her came up, so we guys have took 4 students that we guys choose that they done good in the class, made the attendance, they didn't do no wrong and sort of like fall back. That's how we choose those 4 right there, and so happened that would be the first, and Roger and the 4 students are overseas out there right now.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
So, is it competitive once you guys are in this mood? Like, does this course get competitive, Tio?
No, not really. Nobody's in competition with each other because there's no such thing as failure in this course. If you are not good at something, people work with you until you get it right. There's no deadline saying if you don't make this grade, no, you're not gonna make it. No, it's not a competition. You know what I mean? We all like different plants. We all grow different rates. You know what I mean?
All right, give thanks. What's your favorite? Where do you see yourself in this? Like, what vision do you have for yourself in this? He's like,
well,
in terms of, is it big trees? Is it small plants? Is it flowers? Like, where do you see yourself?
Yeah, I want to give back to these people that's helped me, and it's obviously in Bermuda. And Bermuda's a place that's inflicted with a lot of natural disasters like hurricanes and stuff like that there. And I want to go as far as tree felling and become like tree surgeon and stuff like that to assist in the cleanup of Bermuda when these things happen.
Okay.
I could fall back and kick in, guys, but other than that, I want to climb the ranks in the crew that I am, like become tour operator, foreman, and go up like that.
Give thanks.
Right now, I'm dealing with the Department of Workforce Development to get a national certification, and we're due to receive them in August next month. Yeah,
so
we're
you
finishing up.
You have your natural.
I will have it in next month. Yeah.
Give thanks. Yeah, man. Respect for that. Congrats. Yeah, I see you're well focused.
Yeah,
So-
but taking courses at the college now.
Okay.
People that already work within parks, because a lot of people been there for years, but even me just coming in off the street, I'm more certified than them, been there for years. So
Right. Different times.
getting them straightened, us straightened up, because I'm part of them too now.
Yes.
You know, but they're getting
Yes.
straight from not Sam's level, but to a national level, because they're already working for the government.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So
So they're going to get a
everybody-
national certification for everybody that's already working in parks.
Right.
And I fall under that umbrella. Like,
Right.
You know.
Well, give thanks, man. And
I
you
do.
know, we'll be looking forward to seeing you. Now I'll be looking out. Hey, Theo.
Yeah.
You know somebody else. You know, to be able to, you see somebody shouting out, of course you.
Yes.
You know? Well, Sam, you know, thank you for coming in and sharing with us today. The program is one, you know, in seeing it, I myself do a same and have done the same kind of program in terms of having people who want to change life, and when they're ready, they came to the door and we serviced them and we did it. So
Yes.
I'm well in tune with what you guys are doing. I always tell people whenever they come through, listen, where you start is not necessarily where you're going to end up. This is just the beginning of the drive, you know, and it's up to you. But it gives people time. It gives people time to think about themselves and look at what they're doing, and also recognize that they can do something, you know, because like you're saying, it's too many people out there believing like, hey, I'm done. I can't even be a box lifter today.
Yeah, well, knowing is half the battle, and a lot of people don't know what to do or who to talk to or how to even explain them own self and the problem. You know, a lot of people don't even have the vocal skills to explain
boy.
the problem. And ignorance breeds violence, like not knowing, and you don't know how to think, you know how to process things, you don't know how to share, you know what I mean?
Got you.
You know how to ask for help and stuff like that, Jerry.
Mercy.
You know, I was a victim of them things, man. I know it's real. Yeah, and now I have a son that's 1, and I don't want him to fall into these traps. Like, you know, I don't want him to get into gang violence, and because he lives here, he can't go over there.
And one more thing,
Mercy.
you know, we focus on the job that we do, right? We don't fall back with what the task is on, what the Parks Department, that's what we guys are here for, to work for, and that's our job.
Right.
We work with them. We work through the department, but we don't fall back on our job. Steele will tell you, right? You know, he comes out, he's working under me. At the same time, he's trying to learn. At the same time, he's going to have to do what I do. But the thing is, when I see where he's going wrong, then I show where he's got to pick it up, or if he ain't got to pick it up, this is how you do it, right? The thing is that the work don't slow down for parks at all. You know, we have help in other different ways, and it's not just the students that come from the courts or from off the streets. We've also got some people that came from out of Maui that have to, you know, the functioning, but they have some sort of little things that they have to go through with Maui.
Right.
So we take them too. They need to work. They need to have a life too. So, you know, we work along with them too. So
Yes.
it's not like, you know, like I said, we give them an interview, we streamline them all the way down, and if they fit it, we take them.
How many times a year does the program
It
happen?
runs for
How many?
about 5 months.
So it's 5 months. So do you do 2
About
a year,
5
or
and
do
a
you
half.
do 1 a year?
Well, we will take a break, because now this is cut match time.
Right.
And after the cut match break and stuff, probably around about September most likely, or just in August, then we will start up with some new students,
And
and go again.
Okay, so basically you're doing 2 sets of 12 to 15 a year.
Yeah,
2 sets of 12 to 15 a
yeah,
year.
similar to that. Yeah.
Is it at this point? Is it a waiting list now? Is it full? Is it
Well,
full?
we got a sign up list now is over at the union on
Okay.
the up there with the with the girls up there, they would,
Okay.
there's a book up there which they can sign their names to,
Okay.
right? And we would put the contact numbers in there. When we ready to start up, we'll call them and see if they're still interested in trying to join within the program,
Okay.
right? And then we will bring them in like we do with all the rest of them, and then if they fit, we accept them.
Okay.
But we don't like to turn nobody down, but we know we got a limit.
Right, but so usually some people get the bad, a couple people get the bad news.
Yeah, but you know, it's so funny. They will wait for the next time.
Interesting. Well, it
I
goes to
mean,
show
and,
what they're
and
doing,
we
right?
see them on the streets, even the ones that been and dropped out. You know, because we had some guys
have some dropouts.
that dropped out.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
it's not
retention.
a success all the way where we got 12
No, but
people.
at least if you
but
had 80, 70,
Yeah.
you know, that's
And-
good numbers, man.
And if they can, you know, they may come in for the
Shoot.
first 3 weeks and they couldn't do because of certain things or whatever. We don't turn our backs on them because they come back. Okay, fine. Well, now we just have to start back over again.
Right,
You know,
right.
it's this program is not no program where like some other things where you dropped out. No, you know, you can't just come back and all of that. You got to be. No, this program, we try to help all we can help, and we try to do what we can do, and we'll work with the people who we have to work with,
Right.
regardless on which shape, form, or whichever, whatever they're into. If we can help them, we help them, and it's not like where it's just concentrating on all horticulture, but horticulture is our background, so that's what we teach.
Right, that's the vehicle. That's the vehicle
Right.
that of work.
Right,
Of
that's
value
what we
of
teach.
Things. Yeah, and you need that.
Yes.
You need to because you need to be able to let them have a physical, you know,
And just like how Tia was
component
saying,
and another thinking component.
yeah, just like how Tia was saying, like how he found himself in a situation where he had to be homeless for a while and stuff. If they come, they tell us, we trying to find a where, somewhere, or whatever we can do to try to put them in a better place. Like even within inside the program, they got to have insurance. There's a lot of people who don't have insurance. A lot of young people who do also don't have any insurance at all.
Yeah.
But we worked with the what's the people up there you guys go to? Housing? Not housing. The
we read the Housing Corporation.
no
With Barrett Deal. Social assistance.
social assistance. We have a program with the social assistance, so we get them the insurance for the time that they're working with us, because we know something happens on the job, they got to be taken care of.
Well, let me. I think I've got one more little
Okay,
break.
no problem.
And
Yeah.
we could wrap it up. But I don't want to rush you. I think this is all so very important. So you know, to let people know when it's available and what to do. And let me just take this little small break. We'll be back right after this. This is Be Yourself. You know. Yeah, be yourself, man. All the youth them. That part of the group them.
Take over the hall
Be
room.
yourself.
Oh gosh, just saw you. Looking upset, cannot console you. Now worry about no hate of them. Now worry about no fake of them. No need to be afraid of them. Stick with your real friend. We rise to the top of enter party at top of the hour. Plenty hot gal follow. Bad mind trespass honor. Who are we? Real people. Separate us from the fakers. Good over evil, no haters. Stop trying to be somebody else. Be yourself. Be yourself. Got so much ahead in the future. Be yourself. Be yourself. Why you gotta be somebody else? Be yourself. Be yourself. Rhythm, using the talent that God given. Straight up, me have a vision. This song gonna be a wicked audition to the album that me have envision. One day me rock it on television, reach new height, new elevation. But me have a patient. Most of the DJ, them a play me, but me want heavy rotation. How me gonna get their dedication? Wanna hear it on a minute 10, 11. One day, someday, coming true to myself, yeah. Feel like a legend. Catch the vibe, I'm a levitate on. Stop trying to be somebody else. Be yourself, be yourself. Got so much ahead in the future. Be yourself, be yourself. Why I gotta be somebody else? Be yourself, be yourself. Got so much ahead in the long run. Be yourself, be yourself. Trying to be somebody else.
Inside.
Yeah, like I was telling Tio just a while ago, right? And I should have said it a little bit earlier. We work along with the union. Everything we do, we don't do it without the union. We are union guys. We came from out of the union. I was the past president. Roger was vice president. His one of the shop stewards, but we work along with Brother Cullen. Brother Cullen, when we have certain things that goes down, Brother Cullen is the main education officer of the union. We set up a form with wider, when they first start the program, we go down to see Cullen. Cullen will tell them all about the lifestyle, the odds and ends, about what they have to do, how to go around it if you need help or whatever, right? If it comes up with a drug problem, you have to go get drugs or deal with something within there, we come to Cullen. So we work along with the union, hand in hand. We don't leave them out of the gap for nothing.
Right.
With anything we do.
Right.
Right? Because we feel to ourselves, we've got to be honest with everything we do. We can't play with these guys because we know what they're looking at us. And they will pick us up in a heartbeat when they know that it's not right.
Right.
So we're for real with them, and they're for real with us.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And if they need the help, like I said in the beginning, we go find the help. We've got contacts. People know it's us. Before we even knew about them, they know us. They come to us.
Right.
Right? And if it's good, like I told you, if it's good, we know that we'll go with it. If it's done right, we know how to say no. Right. And thank you. So, we look forward. This is one of our joys that we guys are doing, and we're going to do it as long as we can do it.
I know how you feel.
I know we're going to have people like Tio that needs to carry on it. Because we're going to retire too.
Oh boy.
So that's his challenge.
Well, I can tell
he gets there.
I can tell you right now, that's definitely a man that's going to
because it's something that is working and is helping. It's finding jobs for these young guys and women, because we can't leave the women out. We got one of the girls that's a brilliant girl. That girl, when we first met that girl, she was very quiet and to herself and didn't know what her real talent is. The girl can draw, she can sing, and she's got so much stuff that's good for herself. Right. Man, it was like, we never knew. But we don't know about these young folks. That's right. They keep to themselves. That's right. But yes, so it was real good.
Obviously, having that type of his already spoke your name into being a person that will be running this program one day.
Yeah, I'm already following the path these guys are laid out. Right now I'm the assistant secretary for the Parks Department Division of the Union. Wow. And I'm also on the Health and Safety Committee. Beautiful. So in another 3 years, I have to have 5 years experience before I can apply for foreman, but I will be doing that in 3 years.
Oh boy, that's what I'm talking about.
I like that, because within the next 5 years, I'll be retiring. So I know where to pass the baton to.
Oh boy, but look, man,
it'll be the season for picking.
That's a beautiful thing, man. This is it's a beautiful story. It's one I totally believe in, and I'm offering a program like that myself. Yep. I've done it. It's called Fresh Start. My program is called Fresh Start, and it's an 8-step program using production to do exactly what you're doing. And we basically take everyone through from QuickBooks, job quoting, pitching, speech, let me tell you, and how to build the trust mechanisms, how to build the team mechanisms. Because in this industry, as much as I'm here like this, I've designed this to be like a radio station, so one person could operate it. But actually, I could have 3 people here. I could have 4. I could have 5. I could have 6 people here. Right. I could have 7 people in this room just to make this show work. And the level of it will go to another place. Right. But those people all will start working together. And that's where production comes in. That's how it all works. Be like you taking down a tree. If you got to start taking down a tree, a lot of times you can't take it down from the bottom first. No. You got to hit some branches up top. That's right. So who's going up top? And you and up there, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how production is. It's like a tree. Everybody's got a role to play. Even the branch. It's got a role to play. Because it's got to hold you up at the last minute before you take that final. Yeah? Yes. And so I totally get your program. I've done it with Hustle Truck, with people out of there. Same interviewing process. Look at where things are at. And I'm just in a different environment. So it just makes all sense to me. And I could see the products that you know that you guys are doing. So congratulations, great work. And the other thing I think it's good to mention here, people, everybody watching this, is that these are people who decided to care as well, in Sam and Roger and his team. Because without the caring element, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, T.O., it will just make somebody that just wants you to just do X, Y, and Z and no care for the person. And that makes a difference, knowing that somebody's really interested in you personally being successful, no matter what you do. Right?
Yes. Well, some people want to see you do well, but don't want to see you do better than them.
Damn. Oh, mercy.
Some people will help you just enough to help them.
Wow. That's a
and
true
nothing
thing.
more. Like I used to be in the construction, and I wanted to learn it all, but they only taught me to do the labor work. Taught me to be a perfect helper. You know what I mean? Instead of a mechanic, what I wanted to be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why when we guys have to do this for you guys, we're gonna be real with you and those who come with you and stuff, because we want you to do better than what we guys have. So that's why I teach you or show you different ways to keep on going forward with everything that you have to do to get. Because like I said, I'm retiring one day. And we need somebody to continue on the same pathway or even make it even better. And you're younger, you got a little better insight than probably what I have, for the fact that what you have been through. We guys can give things on what we feel and what we have been through.
Wow.
And we could do so much. But really, through them, made the program where it is today, because we have to listen to them. It's not all about me. It's not about Roger. It's about the people who runs through this program. And practically through their talking with each other and me and Roger listening, gave us different ideas and said, we come back to them, hey, what you talking about? Let us know what you're talking about. Then me and Roger will sit down and say, you know what, Sam? Hey, you heard what they said? Let's go see what we can do and how to go back on where they are and see what happens. And most of the time, it made us keep on climbing the ladder. It wasn't nothing where we have to stumble back down to say, hey, wait, hold on. But through them working with us, they didn't even know it. We're listening to them telling us what to do, builds this program.
Well, and it's and that's why it's important what you said, Tio, about people who are teaching you not being dreading that you're going to be better than them or coming for the job or da-da-da-da-da. You're not dreading by the people who are teaching you.
Exactly.
Or who you're working with, quote unquote, right? And that's big, man. That's one. I mean, you've hit some very poignant points here about what people resent and feel. And Sam, once again, I go back to my remark. It's about people who really care about others enough, to put aside who they are in this program and who they are in the teaching. And that's why I'm giving you guys major kudos, because not anybody can do this thing. And that's a fact, because
yes,
you will be found out, because you guys are seeing all that. Real loyalty too. Like you guys know that. So if somebody's coming across Fernie and all of a sudden you start saying, look, you feel it. So I'm serious. I'm bigging you guys up on that, because don't believe anybody could just do this.
Right.
You need people who are really caring, unselfish, about who they are in the program, egos in check, all those type of things, so that you nurture the fullness of the person that you want to actually succeed without limits.
And another thing that we offer to them, right, is like after they are off the job and going their day, weekends, Roger does his little jobs on the side and all that. But he involves with them too. So if they want to make some money, Roger involves
There's
him in
opportunities.
his other little projects and stuff.
Right.
And they get paid right there and then. So it's, even though that the program is nothing to deal with money, it's not no money
There's
involved with
opportunities,
it.
though. There's
But it's
opportunities.
opportunities
There's
where you can
Exactly.
make money.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And we even come out of in pockets sometimes where we know that they're in a tight little spot. So you know what? Take this little 50 or take this little 100. Do what you have to do with it. And we don't chase them down or anything. You got to pay back or anything like that. No, go ahead. What got it? We ain't rich people, but we understand.
Yes.
You know, we
Yes.
understand.
Yeah.
Roger man, look, child. Roger goes right out of his way and he'll fight hard. I mean,
Good peoples.
I have to hold him down sometimes. Hold up, Roger. Hold up. Somebody's got to. But Roger's a man. If he's going to do it,
Caring, man. Caring people.
we do it.
Caring people.
And then you said that you're going to help us, and we go out our way to do what we have to do. And if you don't, you know, we would, look, we talk a lot. My honey calls us, y'all his right-hand man. No, y'all his right-hand woman. Right? But that's how
Family,
we guys
boy.
keep it up.
Yeah,
you know?
family,
That's-
you know.
Yeah. But so this door open for the young folks, and who knows what's going to happen after that, because Tia's generation opened the door for the generation just went away. So through him, it's already done a part, because he made another step for us, for the next generation that came after him.
Yes.
So,
give thanks.
You know, he
Give
gave
thanks.
something back.
Nice, nice,
You know?
nice. I see this here. I see this here. I'm sorry, Cole. I'm on the air. Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. I'm on the air. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I know you're on the air because I'm watching you. I just want to congratulate Sam Santucci and Chico Smith,
Oh, give thanks.
And Roger.
Oh, he's not
and
here.
also Roger Paris.
He ain't letting you forget the team. Trust me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes, I know. I want to congratulate the team.
Yes. Give thanks.
Especially Chico. I'm here watching you, and congratulations, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. I will.
And I thank you too.
And Elmore, all the young people need us a hand up.
Got a TV up. Yes. Yes, that's right. That's right. Somebody to believe. You know, somebody to believe. So, thank you very much for calling this morning.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you later.
All right, dear B.
All right.
Bye. Yeah, and that's right, and that's the key. That's the key right there. You know, is that you guys are bringing so much joy. You'd be surprised. I mean, I know you're shining anyway, and you're shining. But you know, it's the joy of knowing what can be done when we care enough, and to be given the opportunity. And that's why this show is amazing, and to have these conversations, like, you know, like I said, because if we take this conversation back to the beginning of that question that I asked, and you look at what the outcomes are, man, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And it's special people that are able to make that work. I cannot stress to think that this is anybody anywhere could do this. It's not.
And I guess it's the way how the
and we
like
need you to
said,
come forward. That's my point. These special people that could do this.
I guess like how I gave you the little bit of history. I guess it was supposed to go that way.
Yes.
You know, to open my eyes to see something that we gotta help them.
That's right. And what can you
And
do
out of
in your
that
framework?
It didn't even worry about what happened around the roundabout, because
Right.
now the program has been sort of way that it was supposed to go,
That's right.
and so we're still helping.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
And man, I thank the little young guys that did come through the program that opened the doors this way.
Oh boy.
I want to thank them, because
That's right.
through their ideas and things on what happened with them,
Nice.
and kept me and Roger keep on trying to search to find a way how we can help.
Yes.
So I must give thanks to those guys who have paid, who probably didn't finish the program or end up back in jail. You know, I must thank him too because he's the one that opened the door through the courts, so the courts could get within the program, and too unfortunately that things go on, life goes on, and he made a bad choice, so he had to pay his price. But we don't forget him because we don't forget none of them. We wanted to send us the interviews. I mean so we can come up there to see you. Because visitors pass. We don't forget them. They're still our team. They're still our boys. They're still our women that we have to help them some way, even though they're locked up. Through them, we even met with them. You know what? Just before we go off, we went through the courts to sort of put this program within the people who has been through the situations and what they have done. And they're locked up now. But we want to work within the people within the courts. One day they'll come out of the prisons and stuff. So we went up to Miss Addie Lamb and brought the program up there and told them what we would like to do, sort of how a one-on-one with some people within the prisons and stuff. And they can give their experience on what gang life was about, or put them right where they're area. So we wanted to sort of make that sort of happen. So even though they release out, they can come within the program too. You know, so it's a working that keeps on working, and we hopefully, you never know. It could be dissolver, it could not be dissolver, but we're gonna help anyway.
It's a piece of the puzzle.
That's what it is.
Your program, Fresh Start.
Yeah.
It's all. We just need more.
Yeah.
We need more to that garner the interest of people that could be that spot.
Because that's the only way I feel, and probably Roger feels the same way too. That's the only way how we can help them in some sort of sense, because bringing people down, they're going to teach you in the way how they know. But this is a Bermudian thing.
Oh boy.
That's the only way how we're going to probably figure it out.
Oh boy.
So we've got to go to the sources. And the sources are locked up. Well, we've got to go find out why you're there and how you got there and what way we can try to stop it. So they want to keep on going back that way. That's my idea. That's the way I feel about it.
That's the way to be honest with you, that's the way many people feel about it. Is that we have the power to solve our own problems.
Right on.
And we're doing it.
Yes.
Last word?
Yes, sir.
Give thanks. All right, there you have it. We could only be proud. So I'm leaving with this one here today. Proud to be Bermudian.
And that's
Peace
one
be with
song.
you guys.
I don't care who you are. It's the heart.
Thanks to you all tomorrow. Peace be with you all.
No place better. Proud to be Bermudian.
Or maybe going fishing off the rocks, hanging in the loquat tree. My ace boys and me, just chillin'.
Codfish cooking early on a Sunday morning. Hear the choir in the distance singing praise. Oh, glory! Undeniably, I'm so proud to be. I'm so proud to be Bermudian.
vision is this, let us wake up and arise. Live our lives in a way that's not built to compromise. With our youth as the future, we must pass them the mantle. Nurturing their ambitions, leading them by example. Take time to express, right or wrong we can give. It's up to you to decide, you have one life to live.